Welcome to the Meet Mentor YouTube channel. Tupac once sang, "Only God can judge me," but now, that's changed to, "Only the woke can judge you if you allow them." Since instead of being presumed innocent until proven guilty, we now are guilty until proven innocent. Have you ever had an idea and you don't know who to turn to? Do you want a mentor to accommodate you? We have a selection of mentors you could choose from. And if you want more of this content, like, comment, and subscribe to the Meet Mentor YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. I just received a speeding ticket, which I believe I deserved since I clicked the button that indicated that I was traveling too quickly. I now have to pay the fee, but when it comes to the woken system, the woke judicial system, there is no rule and order and no set of instructions. It's becoming a very, very unpleasant moment to be someone with a voice because the criteria are always changing, and you're being cancelled left and right. You have to walk on eggshells all the time because you never know what will happen. Today, we're going to get deep into the subject of cancel culture. To start, I'm going to share a comment from a president who was asked about the subject in 2021. I won't show you the president's face. Instead, I'll show you his silhouette while I read the sentence. I want you to identify the president who made this statement about cancel culture. Let's read it together. There are many risks associated with cancel culture, and if we continue to hold people to this standard of purity and insist that they remain politically astute, then they should quickly grow out of that. People who do really good things have flaws, so can you guess which president said that based on my silhouette and my right-facing hair? Yes, you guessed correctly. That quote was made by President Barack Obama in 2021 about the cancel culture. Even President Obama is concerned and sees a threat regarding the cancel culture. Let me read you what Russian President Vladimir Putin said about canceling. By the way, do you know a good person who has made bad decisions? Probably all of us have. If you do, kindly like this video. The anti-racism movement in the West, according to Putin, is dividing society as he likened cancel culture warriors and liberal democracies to the Bolsheviks of Russia's 1917 revolution. He noted that cancel culture is nothing more than reverse discrimination and that teaching children that sexuality is flexible when compared to the real fighters for civic rights. We marvel at the transformations that nations that have historically been seen as exemplars of development have undergone and how they have positioned America. Some Westerners argue that the pressure to abandon conventional ideas of mother, father, family, and even gender constitutes forceful erasure of whole chapters from their own past and reverse discrimination against the majority in the favor of a minority. All of these, in their opinion, are mild posts on the road to social renewal. By the way, you just heard from President Obama and you just heard from President Putin. These are people with two completely different philosophical perspectives. They don't agree with each other on many philosophical issues, but they do agree on the topic of cancel culture because everyone is affected by it and it will affect you as well, by the way, very soon if you're not careful. I want to explain the current justice system in America, so let's sort of go through it. There are various types of crimes that you and I are both capable of committing. I'll list a few of them, and I want you to tell me which one of them, in order of worst to best, you believe is the worst. But first, let's look at our justice system. Therefore, this is how our current justice system is based on the various crimes you can commit. So let's start with the least serious offense, which is someone who has infractions or violations, generally a fine only. I just got a ticket for driving too fast the other day. I deserved it, and I have to pay $2,300. I'll also likely get a strike against my driving record, but it won't be a problem because I earned it. Do you think there are flaws in our justice system? Comment down below this video. Number 2 is less grave. A misdemeanor might result in prison time, probation, a fine, or all of those things. Let's move on to the next offense, which is the most severe and is a felony. You may have received a misdemeanor for a DUI or for being caught smoking marijuana in a prohibited area. Now, the death penalty is based on certain states, but other punishment alternatives include jail, probation, and fines. But let's just say that most states have the death penalty option available to them. When you commit a crime, someone asks you if you want an attorney. If you say yes, they give you the option. Then you go and present your case, and if you're found not guilty, you have the option to leave. It's as simple as that. For the most part, we have a justice system that we're trying to improve. Let's continue discussing the justice system. I'll give you a few different crimes, and you tell me on your thermometer which one is the worst. Ready? Let's go through these together. We have dealing cocaine, where you get a cow to sell you a kilogram of cocaine. Another crime is treason, where you go out and use inside information against your country. But you give it to Russia and China, correct? Your own insider information is given to Russia because you are a military leader and you give it to them. Next, we have espionage. Someone from another country comes to us and begins spying on our companies, educational system, and government while also receiving information from those sources. This is an outside spy working on the inside. Treason is when someone on the inside gives information to the enemy. Let me go on. The other one is murder, which can be either accidental or intentional. If we group these 7 crimes together, murder, rape, child molestation, and theft are the next crimes. In what order would you rank these offenses from the one that requires the harshest punishment to the least serious offenses? Would you put theft at the bottom or drug dealing at the second to lowest position? Would you put 6 or 7? Whatever your reasoning, these are all crimes that have been proven to have been committed by people who went through the justice system. Law and order protects against these behaviors from occurring. You might argue that espionage is 5th on the list. You might argue that kidnapping is 5th. You might argue that rape is 3rd, murder is 2nd, or child molestation is 1st. However you justify it, all of these crimes have been proven to have been committed. The problem with the cancel culture system is that everyone is expected to be able to walk on water. As a result, you and I can trust the system more because we are aware of the crimes that are punishable by the justice system. For example, distribution of cocaine carries this many years in prison. Rape carries this many years. 1st degree more murder, 2nd degree accident. You don't know it's in my state and everyone knows about it, but for cancer culture we don't know, so let's go through a few of them. If, for example, I anger you with anything I say or if I disagree with your political views, is it reasonable for you to consider canceling my membership? How about if I said something offensive 22 years ago? I'm sure I did, and I was 21 years old 22 years ago. I just left the military, so I'm sure I've asked if it's okay for you to use that. But, what exactly are the criteria to search for? Is it a tweet from 9 years ago? Is it a specific word? Are we not allowed to use the F word? The C word? The N word? Then keep going? When I was in the service, we were not allowed to use all of these terms that are now commonplace. I remember one time holding the M16 and shooting to be a marksman, and as people were watching me, one of the guys sitting next to me was a white guy from some North Dakota type city. He asked me where I was from, and when I replied, Iran, he said, "Aren't people from Iran terrorists?" This exchange took place in front of a few of my guys. You know what you qualified that guy as being. He's a he. I don't want you to feel sorry for me because I lead a very good life, but all I'm saying is that people are going to offend you and me. So if someone does, are we going to throw them in the castle jail and lock them up? Because under our justice system, at least you can get out of it and go through probation before you're released, but in the cancel culture, they won't let you go. Have you forgiven a person who did something unforgivable? If you appreciate our content, subscribe to the Meet Mentor YouTube channel. If you stop to think about it, it's a type of public execution. It's character assassination rather than defamation of character. This brings me to the concept of cancellation, so consider it. You have 3 things that they're going to punish you for taking away from you. Which one of these 3 things do you not want to give up? If you're alive, they'll do anything they can to damage your name, but not your life. I don't want to lose XYZ like guy number 1 did, when they took away all of your fortune. You could be thinking the same thing. I now only have $2,000 in a bank, so taking that away from me would not be fair. Instead, I want you to believe that you are worth $8 million. They remove everything of my possessions from me, including my home, vehicle, and bank accounts, so that's number 1. You lose your memory, forget who you are, and when the next year comes along, you have no clue who you are. Well, I apologize. Why do you keep calling me a baby? You must have seen this in a movie, albeit I have no clue who you are. What if it truly happens and you completely forget everything? You become silent, lose your influence, and speak less. You'll never be able to express an opinion again. On Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, you may participate. No, you cannot use Twitter. YouTube takes no action and has no publisher. Which among those three can you live with for the rest of your life and use as a platform to rebuild yourself if nobody wants to hear your opinion? That concludes today's video, then. Give this video a like, comment, and if you found it interesting, subscribe to our channel for more videos with similar themes. Till then, bye. I'll see you in the next video entitled 6 Characteristics of Effective Salespeople.